I believe science is always wrong, or the current science is always wrong. And the reason why is because science is always evolving. Okay, so the current knowledge today is going to be wrong because there's variables that haven't been accounted for. That's why science continues to experiment more and more, and then learn more and more over time. And that's the truth, right? So everything we know when it comes to science is not 100% correct because it's always evolving.
That's very different from saying it's wrong.
Well, it is wrong in that sense too, then, right? So if you can't say science is always right when it's wrong, it doesn't have all the variables today, right? How is it right? I mean, it's right to the point.
Tell me
help. Don't get me wrong. It does
tell
help.
me one true thing.
Okay, plants. Some plants turn into trees, and other plants die while they're growing up. Okay, they do get diseases. That's also true because their leaves fall down.
No.
The rivers do float, and some rivers they stay still. The sun does shine. Other days it does not shine.
These are all scientific things, and none of these things are true.
I'm sorry?
These things you're talking about, science has things to say about these, which means none of the things you're saying are true.
What do you mean? Explain.
Science isn't true. People named JD say that science is not true.
Well, the current science today, because I believe that it continues to evolve, right? Just like everything else. So what we say today,
these things you're saying about the natural world, why should we think that they're true?
Because we can see it with our eyes and experience it, and it's there. It's that simple.
Okay, but that didn't really manifest itself the way I thought maybe it would. What do you think, if we want to learn something new about the natural world that we don't yet know, what is the methodology we should use?
Experiment. Different things.
That sounds like science, though, and you said science is always wrong.
Always
so
wrong.
We would not be able to get the correct. I said we want to learn something. I said I didn't say we want to get the wrong answer. I want to get the right answer. So how should we do it?
Well, here's the thing about the right answer. Okay, the right answer, when you say that, you're saying I'm only going to go up to this point, and this is my truth at that point. Okay, I don't want to limit science in any way, right? Science has helped humanity in so many ways. That's also true. So far, science has taken humanity in such a long way. All the different areas of science, right, has helped in so many ways. But I don't like the fact that when people get stuck on science and say this is the truth because they don't understand science. Science will continue to evolve. So the current science today is great, but it's wrong because there's more room to grow. There's always more room to grow.
So is science the best methodology we've ever come up with for trying to figure out true things about the natural world, or is it the worst, or what is it?
That's a good question.
My position, it's the best.
So my position is that it's good, but it's not the best because there's other. For example, I met this lady that can heal others with her voice and her hands. Amazing.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Well, I'm just sharing my side of the experience. Whether you believe it or not, it's your choice.
You're either lying or trolling or gullible. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you this: I can heal myself in so many different ways.
No, you can't.
Well, that's your choice to believe it or not. It's okay, right?
But actually, I know what I can. I actually can't choose to believe you because that's literally unbelievable.
Well, maybe you should try something.
You may as well ask me to be. You may as well ask me to be a tiger.
Maybe you should try some science experiments to figure that out.
Maybe
because I did. Maybe you should try some science experiments on yourself to see if you can do it or not. Science
is always wrong. People named JD tell us that. So if I tried to use science, I get it. No, you agree with me. That's kind of interesting, actually. So you made a claim. Your claim is false. And then what you did was you told me I should use science to figure it out for myself. So science told me, right? If science told me that what you said is true, then I would know it's false because people named JD say that science is always wrong.
Bro,
that's kind of like it's like you're playing four-dimensional chess. But
okay, and now imagine you start using your method of testing to figure out if it's true or not. You're gonna find to a certain extent you might be able to find that it is possible to heal your own self. Maybe it is possible. Why not? Right? You haven't done that yet. That's why you are saying.
But if I used science to do that, then we would automatically know that it's wrong.
But you haven't done anything to try it.
Well, doing science would be the worst thing I could do because people named JD teach us that science is always wrong.
No, what I'm teaching is that understanding that the current science is not always right. Okay, that means it's currently wrong, but it
No,
could
you said
evolve.
science
The
is
best
always
part
wrong.
about science is that it's going to evolve. That's also what people should understand. But they should not say this is the fact. I mean, I'm gonna like right. So you
You
have to
you really
understand
need
this.
to get
Every
your
little thing in science
arguments.
evolved
You
over
do not
time.
have cohesive arguments here.
Okay, here's the thing. Look at every aspect of science. Look at the last 20 years. Every aspect, any kind of science experiment, it has evolved over time, right? Where we started to where we are, every kind of experiment. Because when they started, they were wrong. When they came to the middle, they were wrong. When they came to this point, at this time, we learned a lot along the way. That is true, right? But it's not the only, that's not the complete fact that you can say this is it. Because then that's when you have stopped. That's when you are disrespecting science, right? So I keep an open mind. That's what I would encourage.
And don't do
Because
science
that's
because
what science
science is
will
always
flourish,
wrong.
right? Excuse me?
And don't do science because science is always wrong.
No, I never said that. I said keep an open
Yes,
mind.
you
Don't get,
did. You said
I
science
said
is
science is
always wrong.
wrong. The current science is
No,
wrong.
that's
Keep an
what you
open
said.
mind.
You literally said science is always wrong.
Always wrong to the current point. Yes. And that's the truth, right?
The fuck
Because it's
does
going to
that
evolve,
mean?
right?
That means it will always be wrong indefinitely into the future.
Probably,
Because the
yeah.
current
Because it's going
point
to
is
continue to
always the
evolve.
point in
It's
which
going to
we
continue to get
currently
better and
exist
better and
in.
better and better, right? It's going to continue to get better and better and better and better.
How can something that's always wrong be better? If I
Because
hit
it
2 plus
improves.
2, if I write down 2 plus 2 equals 5, and if I write that down until the end of time, will I ever get better at writing, at getting the answer?
Unless you change perspective and look at it, maybe it could be four. That's an experiment that you'll have to do with
You're
yourself,
either,
right?
I don't know what, you're either trolling or you're just a very unserious human being, or
Bro,
I'm
I'm
not
having
sure
a
what.
very intellectual conversation with you here, and
No,
I'm
you're
speaking my
not.
truth. I'm being honest
No,
here,
we are not.
and I could be wrong, or you could. I don't know. There's no wrong and right here, because right, we're having a discussion and a viewpoint. That's all I'm trying to have with you, and I want to hear yours. I do want to hear yours. So you think science is always right? Is that what's going on here? Because I spoke my side. I
Science
want to
is
hear your
just
side.
a way of doing things.
Okay.
So there's no inherent right or wrongness about it. if I was going to if I was going to try to, I don't know, cut metal, a saw, like a regular kind of saw, would be a really awful tool. I guess they do make certain saws that are for cutting metal, but we all know what I mean. A torch or something like that would be obviously the best tool. And when it comes to trying to understand the natural world, science is the best possible method or the best methodology we've ever come up with.
Give me an example, please,
Of what?
of why is it the best for understanding the nature.
Do we know more today than
What?
we knew 100 years ago?
Right. It has evolved. We have learned a lot through this
Do we?
process.
So it's just
Right?
a yes or do we know more today than we knew 100 years ago?
Yes, absolutely. Because of science, yes.
Okay, there we go. There's the
No, but then
justification.
there's still a lot more to learn, right?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you
For what?
for agreeing, right? So we have learned a lot, and it's not all of it, right? Because there's more to learn, and that's what science is, right? Just I came to that realization. I came to this understanding because I have a lot of friends. I grew up in the Bay Area, California, here, right? I got a bunch of scientist friends around me, and it's really rattling. It shakes people's reality when I say those words, but it's what comes after that is keeping an open mind because that's what science is, true, right? It helps. Because I have to agree with that point too. That we have because of this system of science, processes of science, we have learned a lot. But I think people get stuck when they say science is better than the other perspective. I think
What's the
that's when the
other
person actually
perspective?
stop thinking at all.
Nate, give me a methodology that is superior to science when trying to answer questions about the natural world.
What's your question exactly?
My question was, it wasn't really a question, I guess. I was asking you to tell me a better methodology for figuring out things about the natural world.
There could be so many different ones, dude.
Okay, well, name one.
Well, there's psychics out there. They can read nature better than maybe science. It's funny, right? Hey, let me tell you this. The science actually proves this.
Psychics.
Hey, your scientist
How do
buddies actually
psychics
said
do
they
what they
are.
do?
Well, your scientist buddies actually have agreed on all of them that they are psychics. Their intuition powers. Even
Name
you have it.
one.
Even you have it, my friend.
Name
Um,
one.
name one what? What? What do you want me to name?
Oh boy. how do psychics do what they do?
So there are papers. You can look at them. Let me just pull it up for you right now. Yeah, hey, this is gonna be fun, bro. This is something I'm glad we're having this discussion, by the way. This is, I think most people like
I'm not.
should, even the scientists, right? They should appreciate this because it's an opportunity to grow. Hey, you're the dumbest one for even putting that one up. Think about it. Like, this is the all argument you got? Your science argument is this?
Damn, dude.
That's pretty pathetic, bro.
It's
Dude,
breaking news.
you just turned
It's
into a
breaking
troll in a
news.
second just because you don't have any.
Yeah, I mean, you could have used your psychic powers to see into the future and see that I was going to do this, but unfortunately, you didn't do that. That's I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I think maybe you just kind of debunked yourself.